hands in the sky. The brothers in the back shooting traps now. What's up? Committee pity the fool that act shitty in the midst of the calm, the witty. New Jerusalem, get the poop. Shaolin, get the poop up. Long Isle, get the poop up. Worldwide, get the poop up.
Kind of like just talking, and all of a sudden we just started to geek out into a real serious geekgasm, you know? Where geekgasm? I'm serious. I had a geekgasm. Yeah. And we're back again. Now that puts me on the other side of the table, but hey, that's all right because you know, because this is pretty much Merv's idea to you know, kind of like do modern films. You know, he's gonna be sitting in the director's chair. Just move over just a little bit.
No, not a little bit.
Yeah, there's too much in the background before, and now he's stepping forward, trying to take control, just because he does film quiz at the fact. I mean, like. Really? But welcome back, Merv.
Welcome to you, sir.
He didn't seem to like the name of Muggsy, which I actually thought was pretty good, but he didn't. So
makes me sound like one of the characters from the Bowery Boys or something.
Or no, like the Lavender Hill Mob. Hey, Muggsy.
Oh, bloody scalper.
Right. So what we wanted to do was we wanted to do a Geektasm way of looking at modern films where we would kind of like go to what we like to call speculation. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, the
Buzz actually is upset because he's like, I would have loved to have done that. But well, should have been here, Buzz.
Well, that's how it works.
Anyway, so speculation means that we're gonna look at films that are about to come out, some that are out, and then some we wish never came out. We were talking about Superman Returns a while ago.
We were.
Yeah, we were. But we won't on camera. So anyway, let's talk about modern films, hopefully soon to be classics, and things that never should have been made at all. So, but to begin with, let's talk about something that I happen to be actually glad that was made, taking us from our last episode, Django Unchained.
Yeah, I finally, as usual, I'm the last in the queue, but I did finally get to see the movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I took it for what exactly it is, an enjoyable few hours.
Well, what is it?
It's about 2:25, isn't it?
I don't mean time-wise. What is it? You said you took it for exactly what it is.
I just took it
as what we want to talk about on this show.
Essentially like an old-fashioned
One second. One of those things. Yo, no.
Right, while he's on the phone, we're going to talk about this, okay? Okay. I personally think that I should have my own show, okay?
Yeah, no worries.
With nothing but say...
No, well, don't worry about it, man. We'll work something out. I do want to talk to you about this, but I'm in the middle of like filming now. But we'll work something out, you know, because I do know it's short notice. Maybe we could do something on Tuesday or something like that, you know what I mean? And everything, so...
Okay, the chin's a bit...
Oh, yeah.
We can ignore that. We can ignore that.
Let's talk. Let's see if we can work that out.
James is on the phone. Okay, he's currently talking to his...
Okay, man. Thanks a lot for going on. Okay, yeah. I don't know what he was saying about me, but that was just Noel.
It's all true.
Always just Noel. So anyway, go ahead. So we were talking about Django Unchained, and we were talking about what is the film, because I don't want to go down a Spike Lee route of all of that, this, that, and the other thing. That's disinformation. So what is the film?
The film is no more an accurate portrayal of the West or at that time than your average sort of spaghetti movie that was made circa 60s and 70s.
Such as Django.
Such as Django, indeed.
So why should it be anything else but such as Django?
Exactly. I mean, there were one or two things in it I wasn't so keen on, but some of it was pure filmmakers indulging themselves or whatever. And just
well, give us an example.
There is a cameo by the great Franco Nero himself, the original Django, and I personally would have had something a little bit more subtle. Subtle. There's a scene where he meets Jamie Foxx and they talk and they say like, oh, my name's Django, the D silent, and he says, oh, I know, and it's like, oh, come on, please.
I will say I had a problem with the direction of that scene because it felt like people may not know is like, Franco Nero was in the scene for a while before that moment. And so he was acting with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
But it seemed like, I gotta stand here next to this so-called version of me. And, so he had that disdain. So why? He just had pretty much of a cockfight with his Mandingo who lost. So was that where his anger came from? I mean, so didn't understand it. So it just looked like, you peasant trying to be me.
Yeah. I just felt that scene was a little just pointless, really, just other than having him in there,
Yeah, but but the thing about it is that, did you get the fact that you should have gotten was that it was a superhero movie? Tarantino exercising his comic palette. That's why Jamie Foxx had the 3 different clothing styles. Yeah, because it was a superhero movie. Spy. It was a superhero movie.
I didn't grab that one, I'm afraid. That didn't call out.
That is what it is.
That didn't call out to me. But there are a few things I really did like about it. I like the fact that the attitude towards race was there. Completely, it wasn't watered down or anything like that. I was really over the moon to see Don Johnson, who clearly was having the time of his life. and that
what the fuck?
I thought he was the most fun person in the whole movie. It's a shame that he didn't last as long as I wanted him to, but there we go.
Hey, he lasted long enough to make an impression, though. I mean that was what was clear.
And it's great. And once again, Tarantino clearly got in the book of movie actors and TV actors that I've always loved, and managed to convince some of them to appear in the film.
Well, it doesn't take him hard to convince.
Well, no, Don Stroud right at the beginning. It was great to see him again. Tom
I didn't recognize him.
Well.
Didn't recognize him.
Old Luke Duke himself.
Love seeing Luke Duke and everything. Love seeing Luke Duke. But what about Bruce Dern?
Bruce Dern as well, who
powerful close up for the Bruce.
Doesn't do enough. Bruce, you're still out there, guy. Come on, we need to see more of you. Frankly,
Yeah. Now, totally unrecognizable. Totally unrecognizable was Lee Horsley.
Yes, he was in 2 roles. No, sorry, I'm thinking of James Remar in 2 roles as well. No, but Lee Horsley, wow. That was a bolt out of the blue. Yeah, Matt Houston himself.
I didn't know it until I...
The Sword and the Sorcerer is a great movie, but Lee Horsley.
Freaking classic, but Matt Houston was the man. That was the main thing, was that he was Matt Houston. And then, to be in this film, of all these classic Western characters was just really cool. But now the superhero quality, it's a shame that, being geeks and all, that Merv didn't recognize the superhero aspect
my
of this character.
That was just dipped.
Because Django was kind of over the top special, we're not talking about Samuel Peckinpah bullet dance, that happened near the end, or great scene with the whipping of one of the brothers and everything like that. But it was just to me, it was a hero. It's a hero that it didn't need to be anything other than a hero. A lot of people like to put a lot of social relevance onto this film. Well, what are you trying to say? Or why is it this? Or why is it that? And it's a freaking movie.
I just feel my favourite moment in the whole movie, though, was a quiet moment. Probably the quietest moment. And it's when Django's being told the tale of Broomhilda. Sat around the campfire.
You said that's your favourite moment?
That's my favourite moment, because it really felt the character had never experienced that one-to-oneness with another human being.
Which character, Django or the doctor?
The doctor. Sorry, Django experienced it via the doctor, when the doctor's telling him the story, and he basically, through all his tough exterior, Django turns into a child of a kid really here, wanting to know what happens next in the story.
Let's talk a little bit about that before we move on. Jamie Foxx is so underrated. It's ridiculous. You talk about that moment, right? Which a little bit past me, but. I will remind you of another, is when you talk about Big Daddy taking a big fall. That shot of the 2 of them in a tree, where Jamie just kind of shakes his finger, and he wants to take out, Big Daddy, and Christoph, kind of like goes, "Do you want to?" And he's like, "Me?" He's like, "Yeah." It's like, you're giving me something. You're giving me the means to actually, deal with my own anger. And then he's like, I got it. And he's like, "Yo, come on, dude. He's getting away. And then bam. And I mean, that is direction. That was a fantastic scene between the director and his actors. You got to give it that.
Yeah.
But it's those subtleties that everybody's totally missing because they're too busy counting how many N-words. You know what I mean? They're too busy trying to figure out what's the social relevance of this movie. And you never say that when Arnold Schwarzenegger comes on screen. You never say that when Sylvester Stallone is on screen. You're just like looking at the movie. But nothing really has changed.
Nothing really has changed. The biggest complaints I've always heard about, not just Tarantino movies, but I'm going to go right back to things like early Spike Lee movies, is that is essentially the white middle class's uncomfortableness with certain aspects of black culture. Number one being the use of the N-word, because it can confuse them. It can confuse them. That sounds like a general sweeping statement towards all white people. If it sounds like that, I do apologise. But the fact of the matter is, okay, when they hear that word, several effects kick in, and number one is, oh my god, that's a terrible word, I really shouldn't be here. Why are they saying that? They shouldn't be saying that. It's like, hold on. Without getting on my high horse or whatever, my argument to that would be on the other end of it.
Well, my high horse on that would be grow up in New York, because we hear it all the time. Exactly. So it's kind of like, but we hear it from ourselves. And I mean, that's what they mean about reclaiming power. I mean, like, we could go around calling ourselves N-words all day long and it doesn't bother anyone. But second someone else that is not of your culture says N-word, they're the pause. And I mean, I don't know what that is. I just think it is because of what people say. It is the culture thing.
Sure, but on top of that, but when it's being used in derogatory, it's a powerful word, and that word is powerful. It has power, and that's the power that we as a peoples want to control.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
but anyway, we're getting back to the actual Django and trying. Keeping it light.
Yeah, man, he bring me down.
Yeah, keeping it light was. Oh no, I didn't pick up on the superhero comic book sort of part. What I did pick up was the classic sort of over the top Western. When even though we all know the reality is that nobody could shoot really like that, guns weren't that accurate. Yet all of a sudden, we got people flying out of the frame and things like that, which was fun, fun and enjoyable and fundamentally funny as well. And I think the violence was so drenched in blood that it can't be offensive. It actually becomes funny.
Or it becomes real in its dramaticness. So I mean, when you say drenched in blood, I mean let's just mention before we go, Leonardo DiCaprio's tour de force scene, where he slams the letter opener down on a desk and splits his hand open, and the cameras are still rolling, and there's no discussion about why is your hand bleeding profusely. And even the actors are kind of like their glances a little bit wide, but they stayed focused. I know. I mean, I'd probably be going like, "Yo, dude, don't you think you ought to stop?" You know what I mean? But they saw, and again, in the actor's process, how real and powerful it made Leonardo's performance. He didn't care. To the point where he smudges it all over Kerry Washington's face. Mm-hmm. And, you can tell she's like, what the? That's his blood. That ain't no Carol syrup. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it was like just to show his disdain as well. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna smudge this all over your face. I mean, powerful. I mean, great movie. Either way, we gotta look at it.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know how much it's made
so far, though.
It's done okay. It's not been the be all and end all. But I still think Jackie Brown's is his finest piece of work. But I've always felt this about Tarantino. I think he's a tremendous talent. I just wish he could do something a little bit more adult in sensibility.
Well, if in his diplomacy, he's saying he's got three to four more films.
Yeah.
So
who knows?
Well, I believe he's going to try his best to stick to that. But what do you think he should do next?
What do I think he should do? Well,
he said he's not going to do a musical, so forget that one.
I don't know. Maybe some science fiction or straight horror. Do a straight horror.
Ooh, a
straight horror film. A subtle
like
one as well. A
subtle, sinister.
Something creepy. We don't get creepy so much these days. Something like in the vein of something like The Haunting. When I'm talking, I'm not.
No. I think it should be more in the vein of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or the the house in the woods kind of scenario. Because imagine when you say that, imagine like 5 to 6 kids trapped in a cabin. There's a killer outside, and all we got is Tarantino dialogue. That would be awesome.
But that one precisely put me off it though. I want atmosphere.
But Tarantino doesn't do atmosphere.
But he could try.
No, he can't.
He can be subtle. He can be. I mean, Jackie Brown's a classic example that he can be subtle.
I mean, the question is, from a director's point of view, is that you hired me for a reason. Why do you want me to be subtle? Like when all those directors were sitting around on the couch for the Oscars and they were doing interviews and stuff, and Tarantino was talking about, I'm only going to do like a certain amount of films, and they said, no, you need to do more, and I wanted you to do more. And it's like, what do you want Tarantino to do? This is the question. So if you want him to do something, you don't want him to do something subtle.
But what I don't want,
you don't want
what I wouldn't like
musical.
him to be is to be everything, to have that kind of, well, that's just got his signature all over it, and it's like, well,
but that's the point.
But I'd rather each film would stand alone. Each movie stand alone.
Do they?
No.
In his filmography, do they?
No, not really. No.
But
fundamentally, because his characters live in a movie world.
They do.
And I grow tired of that. I really do grow tired of that.
So does he, which is why he only wants to do 10.
Yeah.
So get it. I mean, this is what he's saying. He's like,
I mean, he's going to do what he wants to do.
But that's what other directors do. I mean, like, they try to follow the trend. They try to follow, like, hey, it's special effects, so let me do my special effects movie. Or it's this, let me do that kind of movie. And he's saying, I don't want to do that. I want to do the movie that I want to write and I want to make.
Which is fine, which is fair enough. I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from people like...
Nah.
There are movie makers out there, let's say someone like Roland Emmerich, who's completely on the button and says, I like making popcorn movies. I like making spectacle. That doesn't necessarily make them any good. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is he's completely honest in saying, look, I'm not going to make a movie about an old man and an old lady in a cabin and it's 2 hours of them sipping tea.
Okay.
Unless, of course, an alien invades that cabin. And
yeah, but then let's look at John Carpenter, one of our great giant directors. I mean, isn't that what he has done? Is that like after, Escape from New York and all of that, and somebody paid him enough money to do Escape from LA, he goes off to do Village of the Damned and Memoirs of an Invisible Man. That is why stay within your box. Stay within your genre. When you feel, it's time for me to experiment because the money's all there, then that's where, there's no respect for you as a filmmaker. At least Hitchcock, you got to give it to him for that. I mean, I just saw Hitchcock, the new movie last night, which wasn't that great. But at the end, what it was like Hitchcock never got an Oscar. And he's made like over like 60 films. Or something at this time. 70 films at this time, and finally, like in like 76, he got a posthumous.
He got posthumous one, yeah, in 76. Yeah.
But that was a posthumous. That was excuse me. It's not.
No, he died.
He didn't die.
He died in 1980. But
no. He got an honorary. That's what I'm trying to say. He got an honorary Oscar, for his overall film works. And so in that aspect, then it's kind of like, because he was like, hey, look, how come I'm not getting any respect? What's going on?
Well, it's the same thing. I mean, the same thing could be said, going slightly off track there, but with Scorsese. Scorsese finally wins an Oscar for The Departed. Now, it's an okay movie. It's not Taxi Driver. It's not good. It's not Goodfellas. It's not The King of Comedy. It's not Mean Streets, which are movies that are
It's not Eternal Affairs, which was stole from. But.
Well, yeah, but the point is, it's kind of like, we need to be. The Academy's trying to make up for past sins. We'll give it to him now. It's like, no, that's a bit late in the day, He should have got that movie in 73. Sorry, the Oscar in 73. He should have got that in 76. He should have got that in 1990. Here's a question for you folks, okay? How many people out there, okay? Think back, 1990. How many people out there harp on about how fantastic Dancing with Wolves is and how superb and a game changer and this, that, how influential that movie has been? The movie that won Best Movie. What did it beat that year?
What movie?
Goodfellas.
What movie?
Goodfellas. I'm going to say that one again. Goodfellas.
No, what movie you said? Did you say Don Siegel?
Dances with...
Oh, Dances with Wolves. What about it?
Well, the fact of the matter is, it's like it beat Goodfellas, and nobody talks about Dances with Wolves.
Nobody talks about Dancing with Wolves because it's too long, so most people slept through it. I mean, like, the only thing about Dancing with Wolves being an Indian, of course, is the fact that it actually covered the Trail of Tears, but nobody knew that it covered the Trail of Tears.
No.
So it was kind of like, because it was about a white man.
Oh, well, of course, you have to have that. But getting back on
Chicks in Buffalo.
You got to have that. You got to have, you know, I mean, you know, no disrespect to Sir Richard Attenborough out there, Lord Attenborough, but cry freedom. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling Donald Woods. Steve Biko, yeah, Donald Woods.
Right, we're talking about modern films now. So, like, you know, like films that are like are coming out or that are out right now. And I mean, you know, tell me, like, what are you looking forward to most? Because I know this is where Merv's subject
It's funny.
is.
It's a funny one, really, because this year's a little bit of a mixed bag. Last year there was like dozens and dozens of movies that I wanted to see,
Like the Avengers.
And of course, we had the final Bat installment, etc. But this year, it's a little. For me anyway? It's a bit quieter this year. What tends to happen is you have a quiet year.
Quieter every year for me.
Well, yeah, and then like the following year. So I can't say I'm too excited about The Lone Ranger.
I actually am excited about The Lone Ranger. I like the second trailer. That came out, one where the crashing train. And it goes more into the journey to become a Lone Ranger. What I'm liking about what I see, despite the fact that Johnny Depp is playing an Indian.
Can I just, you guys, Johnny Depp's his grandmother, I forget which nation she's from, but yeah, he's part Native American. Yeah,
nice.
So to be, you know, he gets away with it. He gets away with it. He gets in the same way that Ben Kingsley playing Gandhi. He's half
as well as the Mandarin. Anyway,
but we'll get to that in a moment momentarily.
Yeah. So. What I like about the trailer, from what I've seen, is that it's more of the journey to become the Lone Ranger. You know, he doesn't just, like, you know, Tonto don't just wake him up and put on a mask and he's the Lone Ranger. You know, he has to go through, like, kind of like, what do they call it? Like a vision quest kind of thing. So that looks really interesting.
Well, we finally find out what Kimosabi means.
Oh, I always knew what Kimosabi meant.
I think it's best left unsaid, though. I always felt it would be great as a little in-joke, like...
Well, yeah,
you know, man who stinks of farts or something like that. And all along the Lone Ranger never knew it, you know.
Well, yeah, I remember being a kid and we were going over that and stuff. Yeah, Kimosabi, what Kimosabi meant, and everything like that. But yeah, no, really funny. But did you know that Tonto also means something too?
Scout, isn't it?
No, it doesn't. Scout is his horse.
Oh, yeah, of course.
There's the Spanish word for Tonto.
Which is?
Well, if I'm not going to say Kimosabi, why should I say Tonto?
Okay.
That means we both know something.
I like that. I like the mystery, though. I like
we both know something. So, let's put it this way. It's along the same lines. You know, so it's kind of like, you know, hey, trick on me, trick on you. So, what about your favorite trailer that you're talking about? Star Trek 2, Into the Darkness?
Star Trek Into Darkness. I am very, very much looking forward to that. For several reasons, really. It looks like they've actually built upon what they've established already with this whole new continuity and this whole new whatever. Just, you know, beyond just the new cast and the fact that it can go in any direction they want, really. And getting Benedict Cumberbatch as the bad guy, whoever he may be, is he Khan? We don't know.
Well, yeah, but see, that's the whole thing, though. It's kind of like. It's rare in the internet age to keep secrets, and so they're managing to do so. But what about the secret that they released?
Which is, break the news to the lovely folks at home.
The girl.
Oh, yes, Carol Marcus, indeed. For all you Trekkers.
Who is Carol Marcus?
Please no, I said Trekkers, not Trekkies. Yeah, well, fans of Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan will be well aware of who Carol Marcus is, the mother of Kirk's son. Indeed.
But she won't be the mother of Kirk's son at this point. She'll probably be Kirk's love interest.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? So again, it's kind of like weird where the story is going because it's so far out of continuity. Because like she's not an older woman, she's a younger woman. You know, she got skills of her own.
They may not get together. We don't know. You know. It could
Well, I think they will.
Oh.
It'll be like the love. It'll be like his love interest, like because he's got to have one. So it'll be that thing for the audience that we know they get together, or like you said, they might not get together because like it might be one of those. Oh, they could have gotten together because then have the kid in the other reality.
I just hope that Uhura, now that it's been established that she's the, you know, she's the girlfriend of Spock, dumps Spock and begins to make her way through the entire crew. I think that would be very, very happy with that. That'd be a nice little character.
I think she does dump Spock though, doesn't she?
Well, you know.
Now, what about that spot in the trailer? To me, that always gets me. Is the hand on the glass at the end?
Oh, of course, indeed.
Makes me think of what?
Well, the end.
The lives of the many outweigh the lives of the few, or the one.
But the thing that gets me, that got me truly excited in the trailer, the little boy, the little 10-year-old Star Trek fan from 1970, whatever, was the image of the ship. Well, I can't. Is it crashing? Is it
crashes? It crashes in Star Trek: The Next Generation, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, but it's in water. It's kind of pushing through the water, and you think, my God, what's happening there? And that's generally got me excited. But to pick up what you said before about spoilers, I really don't get my head around the idea that people have to know everything.
No.
Why? I like kind of not knowing.
No. It's not that you have to know everything.
But
like we talked about that before. That like new trailers nowadays seem to want to show you the whole movie in the trailer, and I mean, so it's good, kind of like not knowing. But then again, it's for the geeks, you know, who are following all the different forums and everything, you know, because they've given a name to Cumberbatch's character, so you know, you're kind of going,
John Harrison or something.
Yeah, John Harrison. So you're kind of going, well, it's not Khan, but could it be, you know, Gary Lockwood's character?
Lockwood,
and you know, could it be that character? And I think it is because like. It would seem that this is about telekinesis or explosions or
almost Q-like powers, isn't it? Yeah.
Q-like,
who knows? Maybe
Q-like powers.
We will just throw that one in there for you, folks. And the internet just melted.
No, but it excited me actually that Q-like powers. That is
Q-like powers. I didn't say it was Q, although that would be mind-numbingly cool if it was Q. But there we go. But
Q before he became Q. He's Quincy.
Indeed.
Nice one. So okay, then what about you know, like as I always like to do is move down like the super line. You know, you were gonna say something about Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3,
which is supposed to be the first of Marvel Phase 2. So remember, Marvel Phase 2.
Okay,
so
Marvel Studios movies, Phase 1 is over. We now moved on to Phase
2.
Thank you very much. Phase 2. Well, once again, all roads lead to Avengers 2, or whatever they want to call it. We don't know. I hope they don't call it that.
Avengers United? Terrible cartoon series from the 90s.
Oh, yeah, but they couldn't get the rights to everybody, so they
I know.
Like every side character you can imagine. Not the ones we actually wanted to see, but just everybody else. But anyway.
Works. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm fundamentally, beyond the fact that it's the third movie, and I'm looking forward to seeing the third movie, I'm more excited with the fact that it's being directed by one of my absolute favourite filmmakers, Mr. Shane Black. The man who invented...
Poor actor in Predator.
Very poor actor in Predator, but he has fun. The guy who created Martin Riggs and Roger Murtaugh for Lethal Weapon. He created the Lethal Weapon series, and my favourite Joel Silver action movie of all time, which is The Last Boy Scout, which.
Not my favorite.
Shane wrote, but and of course he's directed, and it's only second movie as a director as opposed to screenwriter, and he claims he hasn't written the script for Iron Man 3, but you just know that Shane's gonna be all over it. He'll be.
Yeah, that's probably because you're just trying to share credit with Jon Favreau, who's got his tail between his butt. But like, I mean, like the thing about it is that it's based on the Extremist storyline. And which means that Iron Man doesn't have to do all of these crazy shots where, you know, machines come out of nowhere and takes off his uniform. Now his uniform could just melt and disappear and stuff. But what is really interesting, spoiler, is like for those who read the comics, is that finally, hopefully, Gwyneth Paltrow will finally get a reason for her paycheck.
Actually work for a living. Yeah.
No, meaning that, like, in the comics, Pepper Potts actually got an iron suit of her own.
Indeed.
And word is that that suit might appear in this movie.
So does that mean that Tony, Pepper, and Rhodey, because I know Rhodey's playing another big role in here.
Yeah. Oh.
Which begs the question, by the way.
5 minutes, maybe.
Where was Rhodey with the Avengers? Did they not call? We need all the help we can get.
Rhodey, we need all the help we can get here. Where you at? I'm on another. Yeah. That is an interesting point. Well, that's kind of like, you know, Robin never getting credit for the Super Friends.
Moving on. But no, I am looking forward to it. But the seeds are being sown in Avengers 3. Not only they're trying to tie up the 10 rings with the Mandarin, but then the seeds are being sown now for the journey back to the Avengers.
Well, it's going to happen to the original actor who played the Mandarin in Iron Man 1.
But he wasn't really the Mandarin.
He was.
Was he?
Yes, he was the Mandarin. The Asian actor.
Oh, the guy who's in Star Trek. The captain of the Kelvin in Star Trek.
Yeah. And like, but he was the Mandarin. He had the rings as well.
Well, no, he was. I thought he was one of the 10 rings, in the same way that Jeff Bridges was one. But clearly, Jeff Bridges' character was higher up in the whole 10 ring, sort of higher up.
Jeff Bridges. What are you talking about?
Jeff Bridges in Iron Man 1. Jeff Bridges.
Oh, Jeff Bridges, yeah. Well, right. He
was member of the 10 Rings. He was member of the 10 Rings.
So the 10 Rings is like a gang or
exactly. It's more like, say, like Spectre in James Bond or the Quantum Organization.
I did not see that.
Okay, so we've yet to see the Mandarin has never appeared in the movies at all.
Right. So the Mandarin is kind of like a league of assassins.
Oh, indeed. He's the top of the tree. Absolutely. So, and he's finally going to show his true colours. And his true 10 rings.
Yeah, and if after that he's an Englishman playing a Chinese man. You were going to say something?
Well, yeah, but they said they wanted it because essentially, if you look back at the comics, particularly in the early '60s when the Mandarin was around, he was. Let's face it, he was a huge racial stereotype.
Yeah, because he was Fu Manchu.
Exactly. Fu Manchu with powers. But what I do like the idea of technology versus magic, mysticism, and what they've done now with subsequent Marvel Studios movies. Got to say it right. Is that they've introduced the idea of, say, with Thor, you can bring in the otherworldliness in it. So logic can be thrown out the window.
Well, so what's interesting that you say that they're going to do this science versus sorcery kind of element, because to throw in a spoiler of Phase 3, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, indeed, which is...
So maybe they might have a reference to Baron Mordo or the Ancient One? You know, because Stephen Strange is probably still climbing the hills.
Kenneth Branagh has said, though, people asked him about the scene in Thor, where you were in the chamber with all the Asgardian thingies. Somebody asked if it was the eye was one of those symbols, and he said, it's not. No, it's not.
I don't know. It might have been the evil eye, which is more of a handle, long handle on it.
But sorry, Doctor Strange, getting ahead of ourselves here, is without a doubt one of the most anticipated by me, because he's always one of my absolute favourite characters.
Ruined by that 70s TV show.
There is that, but
I'm really not interested.
I would nominate Guillermo del Toro to direct it, who I think would be absolutely ideal. Or it's about time Mr. Terry Gilliam got himself
back in the chair,
a Marvel gig, frankly, because that would be, but something that's truly
interesting.
But anyway, getting back to actually this year and Iron Man 3. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Iron Man 3. But
I'm looking forward to Thor 2: The Dark World.
Oh yeah.
I'm really looking forward to Malekith and the Dark Elves. I'm really looking forward to opening up the 9 realms. You know, I'm not looking forward to Natalie Portman's return. I like her just as much as the rest of you, but it's just a waste of space. Because even in the comics, Jane Foster never got any superpowers. So it's like Thor finally restored the Bifrost just to bring over to his house.
I hope the kids aren't too upset that the Doctor Who, is playing the villain, and it doesn't mess with their heads a bit too much. Christopher Eccleston.
Oh, well, yeah. He's Christopher Eccleston. Nobody thinks of him as the Doctor.
I do. It's my favorite.
I mean, he was a good Doctor Who. I mean, I'm just saying, he got out while the getting was good, so he could keep his name.
He opened the door, and everybody else just...
But I think it's great that he's playing Malekith. I think that's interesting. I mean, hopefully they'll have Curse as well. You know, maybe we'll get Hela.
Give Idris more to do, please. Give him more to do this time.
Ooh,
Idris.
Well, see, you gotta get the fact that look. You know, I mean, it was interesting, that whole debate about should there be a black man, you know, in the White House. You know, what happened? It just, you know, as the gatekeeper. But Hemdell never leaves the gate, so I'm sorry. He doesn't leave the gate, you know. That's just not his thing, you know. So, but what would be great is how would they bring in Balder, and will Balder be the third son? That would be really interesting. What happened to Balder? Why wasn't he in one? And is he the third son?
And never, ever, ever count out those frost giants. Keep an eye.
Well, I'm pretty sure they'll show up again because, I mean, again, in the whole aspect of the 9 realms, the idea would be is to just have, like, you know, whatever war zone is going on, because that's what they're saying is that they pick up a year later.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, they're in the midst of the 9-realm war. So it just will be interesting to see how they tackle it.
But I really, really, really am looking forward to it. It's being directed by one of the main directors from Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
I was initially disappointed when I heard that Kenneth Branagh couldn't do it. It wasn't that he didn't want to do it, but he was busy.
But I think it was a really good choice to kind of go that route.
Yeah.
I mean, Game of Thrones is just a phenomenal series. And, you know, it's within that element. It's in that realm. You know, again, when we talk about style and technique, they went after somebody who was actually doing that kind of sword and sorcery. More sword and sorcery than sword and sandal. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, Branagh brought, like, the Shakespearean weight to it.
Yeah, well, but then Taylor would still do that.
But what's interesting, actually, one last point about Kenneth Branagh, though, is I went in with the expectations of it being much more, I don't want to say highfalutin, much more highbrowy, but what I didn't know at all was the fact that fundamentally Kenneth Branagh's a fanboy, just like the rest of us.
Well, yeah, no, exactly.
And he knew his stuff, and it showed.
What's fantastic is that, last thing we'll say about Thor, is that I just love the daringness of Branagh to have Thor fly. And to show him fly, like, with the swinging of the hammer and everything else like that. It felt a little bit, like, cartoonish. It felt a little bit kind of like, this is why they don't fly. You know, and when he's walking with the cape and the slapping, this is why they don't usually do that. But it's kind of like saying, F you, man. It's a comic book. You know what I mean?
Indeed. And too many filmmakers do shy away from those elements.
That's what I mean. He could have very easily have not had any flying.
Almost embarrassed by it. It's like, oh, yeah, the guy can do this. It's like, we won't bother with that. You know. Yeah. But that's okay. Maybe so Captain America's it's not till spring next year.
Well, but Wolverine.
But the Wolverine will be coming back.
So let's talk about Wolverine, because that leads us all into this whole X-Men apocalypse.
Days of Future Past.
You know, I was like, you know, I couldn't even remember what the plot for X2 was. But, so Wolverine, I mean, you know, it's interesting because I just read that, like, this is 10 years, I think, that Hugh Jackman's had this role.
Well, no, it's been more than that. It's 2000, the first X-Men movie came out, so 12 years. He went from being an absolute nobody to a household name.
But I mean, that's true. But I mean, to stay with the role, keep pumping himself up for it, and I mean, it's just like amazing. I'm wondering if, like, and he probably will want to do it as well, is eventually he'll probably do Old Man Logan.
Well, we should see Old Man Logan in, well, an older version, as old as he can be, in Days of Future Past, which will be the next.
No.
Because he's a bit grey around the gills, but
that's not Old Man Logan. Old Man Logan is like future.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the guy's
like the Maestro and the Incredible Hulk. But I mean, you do get an old Logan, yes, in Days of Future's Past. So, but. What do you think? I mean, you know, this actually seemed to be the first idea that Jackman wanted to do. He was saying,
okay.
Well, Japanese story.
Yeah, sure. What's interesting is the fact that they're trying to bring it back in line with other established continuities by setting this new movie.
This is after all of them.
This is after X-Men 3, The Last Stand. This is set like 10 years after that, as opposed to Part 2 of X-Men Origins. And I hope they make that clear from the off as well, because I can see a lot of the audience who only know X-Men, etc., from the movies and don't read the comics or anything like that. I just, you know, what we don't want to be doing is messing with people's expectations too much.
Well, what kind of Easter treats do you think that they will have in there? I mean, like, knowing that they are 3 years like they're away from the series.
Yeah.
Right? And even though they got Days of Future Past will eventually pretty much jump over Wolverine.
Yeah.
To go into the future of Wolverine.
Yeah.
So, but it'll be in the past. So, like,
are you getting this, folks? Are you getting this?
I know, it's like that time travel stuff. It really locks up people's brains. But what I'm trying to say is, what do you think they will do? Because, like, when they did X-Men Origins, they kind of tried to do pre-X-Men before X-Men First Class.
Yeah.
But then they had characters who were supposed to be like 10 to 15, like Emma Frost and all that kind of stuff. And they really didn't do a good job, because for those who were fans, they were just name dropping. They were just name dropping all those kids that he freed and everything like that, you know. But what do you think they would do? I mean, like, do you think they would drop us some Easter eggs for some characters?
I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, obviously they're still in the pre-production phase.
No, they've shot the film.
Oh, okay.
The film's been shot.
Okay.
It comes out in like 2 months.
I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself.
You're talking about Days of Future Past. I'm talking about Wolverine.
No, with the Wolverine. Hopefully, before a single frame was shot, or they press record on the digital, they had a big sit down and say, where's this series going? Because is there a bigger game?
We hope they did something like that.
We hope
because they
don't just make it up as you go along, folks.
You got to think that when they shot Wolverine, they already had shot X-Men First Class.
That's right. Yeah.
So they may have not known the success of it, but they already had shot it. So you would think that like they would have some really cool creative people at Marvel would have thought that this is our chance to change the universe, to come back, get rid of Brett Ratner's version and everything, and reboot the X-Men universe. And use Wolverine, like the way Superman, which we'll talk about, is being used to springboard the new X-Men. So, and we already know in this 50-year history of X-Men that there are so many different incarnations, such as the present day, that they can do and reinvigorate with a new X-Men trilogy.
Sure.
So, Days of Future Past is not X-Men. It's X-Men First Class 2.
That's right, yeah.
Right? So...
Second class. It's cheaper.
So, X-Men First Class 2, which goes into the future after X-Men Last Stand and Wolverine, that means what they set up in Wolverine, they can set up in here to say these are going to be the new X-Men.
Indeed.
And then we're going to go back in the past. Yeah?
I mean, there has been talk there's been rumors all around for various X-Men movies. I mean, one of the ones that there's been talks about was the New Mutants. There was talk of that.
New Mutants?
But that never came to pass. But
not worth making a movie about them. That's why.
Yeah, not really. TV show maybe, but there we go.
But even X-Men Evolution.
Yeah, well, yeah, or Mutant X. Oh God, do you remember that?
Oh God. So. Anyway, it'd be really interesting to see what they do. As you can tell, we don't know. But like,
once again, we don't know. Who knows?
Yeah,
that's the good thing about it.
I love that word.
But then for me, then there's the big one.
What's the big one?
The big one is
Justice League.
No, that's way ahead of us. But as a prelude to Justice League, we have
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel, indeed. I was one of the doubters. I must admit, fundamentally because I'm just not a fan of the director. I don't like
Man love for
Zack Snyder. I'm afraid.
No, not Zack Snyder. The guy who's playing Superman.
But Henry Cavill.
Wow. Man love.
Wow. I mean, yeah.
Immortals. Did you see that?
I haven't seen the Immortals, but
I told him 3 episodes ago to watch the Immortals.
Okay, well I'll catch it on Sky Movies. Anyway, getting back to the Man of Steel itself. The more I see, the more I know about it, without too many spoilers, the more pumped up and excited I get. But then the biggest worry is, it sounds almost too good to be true.
I don't know. I mean,
but
because Nolan and Goyer are working on it, and they're saying that Man of Steel is taking a Dark Knight approach, it's just because of the reality that they're trying to set Superman in. So what they're saying is Superman's not a Boy Scout. You know, Clark Kent won't be like the total dope character, and Superman looks like he goes to jail. Because it'll be about first contact, is what I heard. Is that in the comics it was kind of like, hey, alien, he saved our lives. But this is going to be like, hey, alien, shoot it.
Don't like no aliens around here.
He ain't going to want no alien around here. I don't care if he can lift the truck.
But anyway, I just think, I mean, I saw that's well, they had 2 teaser trailers which were virtually the same, but that first full-length trailer. That first full-length trailer really got me excited. It really did.
That didn't get me excited in a way because I remember Superman in Exile, you know, with Superman with the beard and all that, and I'm wondering where the hell do we get this from? Yeah. You know, and so, but it looks like what's interesting is, see, as a writer, it's interesting is that what we see from the second trailer is Superman was Superboy without a costume, and he saves a bus full of teenagers, and he's recognized. And everything like that. And because he's recognized, one would have to presume that Daddy says, boy, you gotta go. Go out, see the world, find out who you are. And that's where we pick up in the movie. He's got a beard, he's a fisherman, and boom, and you know, and he's gotta decide how to be a hero. You know, so where he gets the idea, so where he gets the crystal or where he gets Krypton and all that from, we'll see. But that's what my prediction.
I just hope that they finally give him at the fortress the big key. You had it when I was reading comics as a kid. The fortress had a giant
it had a big giant key that he had to stick into law. But like the thing about it though is they also said that it might not even be called the fortress. You know,
no.
That they said that it might like.
I'm sure that there will be kind of blink and you miss it sort of subtle nods to what's happened before, but I'm
well, just like Marlon Brando saying, "Here in this fortress of solitude."
But they said, I mean, Superman Returns was a direct sequel to the first 2 movies, but I'm glad that they're kind of wiping the slate clean and just saying,
it's totally.
And I do tire when people. You go on the internet and people complaining, oh, if it's not Christopher Reeve, I don't want to know. Oh, they're using the John Williams music. You got to move on, folks. You got to grow up and move on.
Yeah, you do. I mean, back to that, it's interesting where, you know, the Christian allegories of Superman, where he left home and for 12 years, where was he? And like, you know, they picked that up where it's like in a movie, in the Christopher Reeve one, you know, 12 years goes by that he's supposed to be flying in space, getting the knowledge of Krypton and the world from his dad, and then all of a sudden he's standing in the Fortress of Solitude and he flies off to the Metropolis. So obviously this film is taking a different take, a more realistic take. That's why he's a fisherman. And he's kind of like out, you know, exploring the world.
Learning for himself, if anything. Yeah.
Well, there's no kind of like magic voice telling him, yes, let me tell you about the human
Or is
heart.
there though? Or is there?
Well, yeah, okay.
Are we going to hear the dulcet tones of Russell Crowe?
Russell Crowe said that the human heart, let's examine it.
Right, son. This planet will explode in 30 days. Now, where's my Timmy's? Anyway,
so.
But that's top of my list.
So as we like coming down to the end, you know, we're looking at like some of our modern classics and everything. What I want to actually kind of like end on is the tease of Marvel Phase 3. Now, Merv, you know, sent me like a little interesting little like tidbit and like and you know, and I was.
Can I just tell the folks?
I had a geekasm.
He did. The words, no, I quote, no freaking way.
No freaking way would they do that.
Okay. Well,
go ahead.
I will break the news. Well, Kevin Feige, who's the head of Marvel Studios, he let slip about Marvel Studios Phase 3. Now, one of the big surprises and the pleasant surprises of last year's Avengers was the way the audiences finally embraced the Hulk. Incredible Hulk.
Oh, well, first of all, you got to give it up to Mark Ruffalo because fantastic performance.
Indeed.
I'm always angry.
Indeed. Nobody expected him to steal the show at all.
Nobody.
Comes along.
Nobody.
He signed a multi-picture deal with Marvel Studios, but the question was, would they do another Hulk movie, given the mixed reception of the other two? Now, to be fair,
and in all the conventions, they were saying no.
Indeed,
it's not going to happen.
Now
wanted
let's slip that now. Okay, for all you at home who don't know this, and all those who are commenting,
you have to be really geeky to have found this.
Okay, and if you are geeky, then you may need to hold on to something when I'm gonna give up.
Keep it to ourselves.
Okay, keep this one to yourselves. Okay, 2 words for you. Planet Hulk. That's all I'm saying. If they can do it, life is complete. Now, that said, I don't want to bring a downer on that. If they had done World War Hulk, I would have exploded.
Now, check this out. I hope to be alive. But I will predict.
Ooh.
This is my prediction.
Well, okay, prediction.
Not a Geektasm. I would predict Marvel Phase 3 is come and gone. And we would have room for Phase 4, which would be Avengers 3.
Uh-huh.
And my
Sounds
prediction...
like a soccer score, that. You know.
What?
That sounds like a football score, there. Avengers
3
Avengers 3.
will be World War Hulk.
Now, World War Hulk...
That would be awesome.
Without giving any...
That
those who
would
read the
be
comics,
awesome.
I should say those who haven't, in the Marvel Universe, it features...
Everybody! So remember that in Phase 2, we have Ant-Man, we have Doctor Strange, whose hands get cripply busted in World War Hulk, and we have Avengers 2.
Avengers 2. They have, I mean, you know, predictions are, while we're at it, Marvel Studios have subtly said over the time, and if you watch your Iron Man 2, there's a little nod to it of the first Marvel Afro-American. No, he's not Afro-American, he's African. The first Afro superhero to come from the Marvel Universe, Mr. Black Panther himself. Now,
I don't know about this one.
Now, you know, I got a bit of dream casting on that one. I'd like to see Chiwetel Ejiofor as Prince T'Challa of the Wakanda.
That gave me a wee. You know,
he had a little wee on that one, folks, and believe me, oh god.
Chiwetel would be awesome.
Chiwetel would be, but then again, I believe he should. I believe he should be in every movie ever made, anyway.
Well, he is. He's doing.
And I think he should be. I think he should be. Here's one for you, folks. I think he should be Doctor Who.
He did go out for it, along with Patterson Joseph. And they were very at the top of the list.
Indeed.
And Matt Smith has done his 3 years. So.
I want one more from Matt, then you can bring in. I know exactly who I'd love to play Doctor Who as well. Is Ray Spall.
Ray Spall's not bad. He's actually come out of his own. I mean, I loved him in Life of Pi, and he looks good in I Give It a Year and everything like that. I mean, I never look at rom-coms, but I actually am thinking about this one. I love the charade scene and everything like that in the trailer. So, you know, so I mean, yeah, Ray Spall.
Ray Spall is on my list in the same way that there's only one choice to replace Daniel Craig. When Daniel Craig finally hangs up the Walther PPK. But, and who would that be, folks? Michael Fassbender. Can you imagine Michael Fassbender as James Bond?
I actually could.
Just watch X-Men First Class.
He is very much a Sean Connery.
He's a Connery James Bond. Definitely.
That is a good choice.
Thank you very much.
Why aren't we in Hollywood?
Why aren't we casting directors?
Why aren't we casting? I used to be a casting director.
Well, there you go.
Well, but no, that is really
but you're the guy who put Big Bird in the Bourne movies.
Anyway,
you wonder why he doesn't do it now?
It's time to go. But like,
he'd be great. He'd be tall. He's the new head of the CIA.
Nice one. Thank you.